Tesla's FSD V14. The game-changing upgrade explained Tesla's full self-driving system has been one of the most ambitious projects in the history of modern technology. Since its introduction, Tesla has promised a future where cars navigate themselves with human-like intelligence, capable of handling everything from highway cruising to chaotic city intersections. With every version, the system has inched closer to that vision. But with version 14, something feels different. Something feels bigger. This is not just a software update. It is being called a transformative leap forward. FSD V14 represents the culmination of years of machine learning, massive fleet data collection, and breakthroughs in artificial intelligence. At its core, this update redefines how Teslas perceive the world around them. Unlike earlier versions, where the car often felt mechanical or hesitant, V14 is being described by users as natural, confident, and astonishingly smooth. One of the most important changes lies in the neural network overhaul. Tesla's vehicles have always relied on neural networks trained by millions of real-world driving miles. But in V14, the system now processes driving environments in a far more sophisticated way. Instead of reacting to single objects or isolated cues, the car now interprets the entire scene, predicting multiple potential outcomes and choosing the safest, most efficient path. Imagine a crowded intersection where pedestrians are crossing, cyclists are weaving through, and cars are aggressively merging. Earlier versions of FSD might have paused, hesitated, or made awkward decisions. V14 instead anticipates movements, behaves assertively yet safely, and flows with traffic like an experienced driver. The second breakthrough is Tesla's commitment to a vision-only system. Many critics argued that removing radar and lidar was a risky gamble. But Tesla has doubled down on cameras, and FSD V14 proves why. The new visual processing system can recognize smaller details than ever before. It notices the slight movement of a pedestrian stepping off the curb, the flicker of a turn signal from a car 3 lanes over, or the subtle body language of a cyclist signaling a lane change with their arm. These small cues allow the car to drive with awareness and anticipation, something that feels distinctly human. City driving has historically been one of the toughest challenges for autonomous systems. Busy intersections, unpredictable traffic patterns, and constant start and stop situations created scenarios where previous FSD versions felt shaky. With V14, Tesla has made a significant leap forward. The system executes left turns with confidence, merges smoothly into dense traffic, and handles four-way stops with almost uncanny precision. Drivers report that the car now behaves less like a beta product and more like a polished, refined system capable of navigating the complexities of real-world streets. Safety has also taken a massive step forward. Tesla engineers have fine-tuned the system so that it not only follows traffic laws but also adapts to local driving behaviors. For example, in some cities, drivers tend to roll slowly into intersections before making a turn, while in others, people drive more conservatively. FSD V14 has learned these patterns through massive fleet data and mirrors them in a way that feels both natural and safe. This balance between rule following and real-world adaptability is what makes the system feel closer than ever to true autonomy. One of the most striking changes users are reporting is the smoothness of the ride. Earlier versions of FSD often drew criticism for being jerky or overly cautious. Sudden braking, awkward lane shifts, or abrupt steering corrections could make passengers uneasy. With V14, those issues are greatly reduced. The car now eases into lane changes, accelerates naturally with the flow of traffic, and comes to stops that feel deliberate rather than robotic. For many Tesla owners, it's the first time the system feels not like an experiment, but like a trusted co-pilot. But what makes V14 truly game-changing is not just how it performs, it is what it represents for the future. Every Tesla equipped with FSD is part of the largest autonomous driving network in the world. Each mile driven feeds data back into Tesla's training systems, allowing the neural networks to learn, adapt, and improve continuously. V14 is the product of that constant feedback loop, and it shows us a glimpse of what's coming next. Consider how far the system has come in just a few years. Early versions of autopilot were designed mainly for highway driving, with lane keeping and adaptive cruise control. Then came city street navigation, though it was limited and often clunky. Now, With version 14, Tesla cars are handling environments that once seemed impossible for machines. Narrow roads with parked cars on both sides, roundabouts filled with impatient drivers, and intersections with complex traffic flows. The progress is staggering. Another aspect worth noting is Tesla's long-term strategy. Unlike many competitors in the autonomous vehicle space, Tesla isn't building separate fleets of self-driving cars for controlled testing environments. Instead, it's deploying the technology directly to its customers. This approach has been controversial, but it has also allowed Tesla to gather billions of miles of real-world driving data at a scale unmatched by any other company. With FSD V14, the benefits of that data collection are becoming crystal clear. Of course, there are still challenges. Regulations remain one of the biggest hurdles. Even if the technology reaches a point where the car can drive more safely than a human, legal frameworks vary widely from state to state and country to country. Some regions may be slow to embrace autonomous driving, while others may push forward aggressively. Tesla's ability to roll out these features globally will depend as much on government approval as it does on technological progress. Then there's the question of trust. While many Tesla owners are impressed with V14, the broader public still harbors skepticism. Stories of crashes involving earlier versions of autopilot have made headlines, and critics argue that calling it full self-driving is misleading when the driver is still required to pay attention. Tesla will need to overcome this perception if it wants mass adoption of its autonomous system. Yet, with each new update, the gap between human driving and machine driving grows smaller. What's also fascinating is how FSD V14 positions Tesla in the wider AI landscape. This isn't just about cars. The breakthroughs Tesla is making in real-time decision-making, visual recognition, and predictive modeling are at the cutting edge of artificial intelligence. The same systems that allow a Tesla to navigate a busy city street could one day be adapted for robotics, logistics, or even broader applications in AI-driven automation. Tesla's mission has always been bigger than cars. By pushing forward with autonomous driving, the company is accelerating a future where AI and machine learning aren't just buzzwords, but integral parts of everyday life. And with FSD V14, that future feels closer than ever. So what does this all mean for drivers today? For Tesla owners, it means a smoother, safer, and more reliable driving experience. For the auto industry, it signals that Tesla continues to lead the race toward autonomy, forcing competitors to catch up. And for society, it raises big questions about what happens when cars truly can drive themselves. How will insurance change? What will cities look like when traffic accidents drop dramatically? How will professional driving industries adapt? The answers aren't here yet, but one thing is clear: Tesla's FSD V14 is not just an update. It is a milestone. It demonstrates that the dream of fully autonomous vehicles is no longer science fiction. It's becoming a reality, one software update at a time. As we look at the trajectory of Tesla's self-driving journey, one thing stands out above all: progress is accelerating. Each version is a leap, not a step. And with version 14, Tesla has delivered a system that feels less like an experiment and more like the future itself.